Hello student, today we are going to continue the second part of our lesson, the red-headed league. The second part is what happened next. Dr. Watson's account means Dr. Watson is telling the story. Last period we have seen that Dr. Watson, Mr. Holmes and another two went in a cellar. We are in the cellar of the city branch of one of the main banks in London. Mr. Merriweather took them into the cellar, and when they reached the cellar, Mr. Merriweather is chairman of the bank, and he will tell you why a criminal should take an interest in this cellar at present, said Holmes. When they reached into the cellar, Mr. Holmes explained about his plan. He explained that they were in the cellar of the city branch of one of the main banks in London. Means the place where now they are. That place was one of the main. That place was the cellar of the city branch, and that branch was one of the main banks in London. And Mr. Merriweather was the chairman of that bank. And now Mr. Merriweather will explain why the criminals should take interest in the cellar. Mr. Merriweather explained that the bank had borrowed a huge quantity of gold from the Bank of France, and the boxes in the cellar were full of gold. And then Mr. Merriweather explained that their bank had borrowed a huge quantity of gold from Bank of France. Means their bank borrowed huge quantity of gold from the Bank of France, and the boxes in the cellar were full of gold. Holmes expected the criminals to act that very night, and Holmes' expectation was that the criminals act their plan at that night. We had to wait there in total darkness without making any noise to the criminals by surprise. Then he asked his colleagues that they had to wait in the cellar in total darkness and without making any noise, because they are going to give surprise to the criminals. They have but one escape route, whispered Holmes. That is back through Mr. Wilson's house. I hope that some men are waiting at Mr. Wilson's door, Mr. Jones. Then Mr. Holmes said in a low voice, means he whispered, that there is another route, that they have another route to escape. Means if these four persons caught them in the cellar, they had another route to escape, to save themselves. And the another route was through Mr. Wilson's house. And he hoped that some men were waiting at Mr. Wilson's door. He asked Mr. Jones about that. I have an inspector and two officers waiting at his door. Mr. Jones explained him. Mr. Jones told him that he had an inspector and two officers at the door of Mr. Wilson. Then we have stopped all the holes. Now we must be silent and wait. And they stop all the holes, means all the ways to escape the criminals, all the ways through which the criminals should escape. They stopped all that holes, and now they were waiting in a silence. We waited silently for more than an hour. Near about 1 hour they waited silently. It was pitch dark in the cellar. Then suddenly a point of bright light appeared in the floor of the cellar. Then a line and a gash seemed to open, and a hand appeared. A broad stone turned over upon its side and left a square hole. A boyish face emerged. The man looked about and came out of the hole. He had a companion with him, a man with very red hair. The pair was none other than Sprouting, the assistant alias the criminal Clay, and the red-headed Mr. Duncan Roos. As soon as they climbed out of the hole, Sherlock Holmes sprang out and seized Clay by the collar. Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, Mr. Merriweather, and Mr. Jones were waiting for the criminals. It was a pitch dark in the cellar, means it was a deep dark in the cellar. Then, after waiting 1 hour, suddenly a point of bright light appeared in the floor of the cellar, means they saw some light in the floor of the cellar. Then a line. Then they saw some line of light, and a gash seemed to open, and the door seemed to open, and a hand appeared. Someone is coming in the cellar. They saw that a broad stone turned upon its side and left a square hole. The big stone, a broad stone, turned over, and a square is left behind it. A boyish face emerged. Then they saw a person with a boyish face. The man looked about and came out of the hole. The person is trying to came out of the hole. He had a companion with him, a man with very red hair, and he was not alone. He had a companion with him, and his companion had red hair, and the pair was none other than Sprouting, the assistant, alias the criminal Clay. Means Sprouting was a criminal and his original name was Clay, and his companion was none other than red-headed Mr. Duncan Roos. As soon as they climbed out of the hole, as soon as they climbed out of the hole, means when they came out of the hole, Mr. Sherlock Holmes sprang out and seized Sprouting by his collar, means seized Clay by his collar. The other dived down the hole and disappeared. The other person dived down the hole and he disappeared, means he was able to escape himself. Clay took out a revolver, but Holmes hit him on his wrist and the revolver fell on the floor. At that time, to defend himself, Clay took out his revolver, but Mr. Holmes was very clever person. He hit Clay on his wrist, and in this way his revolver fell on the floor. "It is no use, John Clay," said Holmes. "We have caught you." Then, "So I see, but my friend has escaped." Then he told Clay that it is no use, means now you are in our hands. We have caught you. Clay said that, "So I see. I am in your hand. You caught me, but my friend has escaped." Holmes replied, "He cannot escape. There are 3 men waiting for him at the other end." Holmes replied him that he cannot explain, that he cannot escape because 3 men were waiting for him at the other end, means at the door of Mr. Wilson. Then Holmes handed over Mr. Clay to the policeman, and then he handed Mr. Clay to the police officer. Mr. Merriweather said, "Really, Mr. Holmes, I do not know how to thank you. You have foiled one of the most cunning attempts at bank robbery. The bank is grateful to you." Mr. Merriweather thanks Mr. Holmes, saying that he had foiled a most cunning attempts at bank robbery, and he also grateful for saving his bank robbery. "You see, Watson," Holmes said after we reached his home, "it was obvious from the first that the only possible object of the strange advertisement and the peculiar job was to get Mr. Wilson away from his shop for some hours every day. Then Mr. Holmes explained Dr. Watson when they reached his home. He told Dr. Watson that it was obvious, means the first, that the only possible object of the strange advertisement and the peculiar job was to get Mr. Wilson away from his shop. Means the advertisement which was given in the newspaper and the job is given to particular person, means the job is given to particular Mr. Wilson. It was a strange, it was just a possible object, it was just a cunning plan of Mr. Duncan Roos and John Clay to stay him away from his shops for some hours every day. The red-headed league was a clever idea. The red-headed league had a clever idea. In Mr. Wilson's absence, Clay and his red-headed companion wanted to dig an underground tunnel from Mr. Wilson's house to the bank. Why this job is given only to Mr. Wilson? The reason behind it is they want to, means Clay, the assistant of Mr. Wilson, and his companion, means Duncan Roos, they wanted to dig an underground tunnel from Mr. Wilson's house to the bank, and so this job was given to him to stay him away from his shop. Then they would be able to enter the bank and steal the gold without breaking open the doors of the bank. And if they when they complete their work of digging tunnel, they will be able to enter the bank without opening the door of the banks, and they will be able to steal the gold. Using the tunnel, they entered the cellar, and so they used the tunnel to enter the cellar. They planned to steal the gold. Their plan was to steal the gold and go back to Mr. Wilson's house again through the tunnel and then get away. They want to steal the gold using the tunnel and using Mr. Wilson's house and then get away. But how could you guess what their motive was? Dr. Watson asked him, how could you guess about their motivation, about their plan? When I heard that the assistant worked for half and wages, I became suspicious. When first Mr. Wilson went to meet Mr. Holmes, he told him about his assistant that he worked for him half a wages. On hearing that, Mr. Holmes became suspicious. Using Mr. Wilson's description of his assistant, I made inquiries. So he made some inquiries about Mr. Wilson's assistant. I found that he was the criminal Clay, and when he inquired about him, he found that he was a famous criminal Clay. Why was he working in Mr. Wilson's shop, and his habit of going into the cellar very now and then? I inferred that he must be digging a tunnel to some other building. And when Mr. Wilson told him that he is working in my shop for half a wages, so what is the reason behind it? Mr. Holmes was suspicious about it, and also Mr. Wilson told about his assistant's hobby, that he every now and then he went into the cellar for photography. Photography was his habit, and so Mr. Holmes became suspicious and he thought that he is doing some wrong work, means he is digging some tunnel for to some other building. When we visited the shop, I beat upon the pavement with my stick to find out whether the cellar stretched out in front or behind. And when Mr. Wilson and And when Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson went to visit the shop, Mr. Holmes beat upon the pavement with his stick to find whether the cellar stretched out in front or behind. It was not in front. When he saw that the stretch was not in front, I saw the bank on the other side of the house and guessed what the criminals had in mind. Then he saw the bank just behind Mr. Wilson's shop and he guessed that the criminals are planning to rob the bank. When Clay answered the bell, the knees of his trousers were wrinkled and strained. And when Clay answered the bell means when Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson went to meet Clay means the assistant of Mr. Wilson. At that time, when he opened the door and answered their question means show them the way for which they are asking. At that time, Mr. Holmes noticed that the knees of his trousers were wrinkled and stained. It confirmed me suspicion that he was digging, and on seeing that, his suspicion became confirmed that he was digging. He was doing the work of digging. You know the rest of the story. And he told Miss Dr. Watson, after that you know the story. You reasoned it out beautifully, I exclaimed, and in admiration. And Dr. Watson told him that he solved this problem very beautifully. We will see the question and answer in our next period.